You walk into a supermarket for milk. 20 minutes later, your cart contains 17 things you never planned to buy. You blame yourself. You think you were distracted, hungry, or simply bad with money. But the building started working on you before you touched the first product. The entrance, the cart, the aisles, the music, even the empty space. Each element quietly changes what you notice, how fast you move, and when you leave. Not every supermarket uses every technique, but the industry has spent decades studying one question: how do you turn a quick purchase into a longer journey? The manipulation begins in a place most shoppers barely remember. The first few meters inside the store are often intentionally quiet. Retail researcher Paco Underhill called this the decompression zone. You have just crossed from traffic, weather, and noise into a controlled environment. Your body slows down before your conscious mind catches up. That is why important products are rarely placed directly against the entrance. You are still adjusting your eyes, direction, and speed. The store gives you several seconds to forget the world outside, then it gives you a cart. And that cart changed shopping more than almost any advertisement ever could. In 1937, Oklahoma grocer Sylvan Goldman introduced one of the first shopping carts. Customers initially resisted it. Some women thought it resembled a baby carriage. Some men thought pushing it looked weak. Goldman reportedly hired people to push carts through the store until everyone copied them. The cart solved a physical problem. Your arms could carry only so much. A cart removed that limit. But it also created a psychological problem. An almost empty cart makes every purchase look insignificant. The container becomes a silent reference point. You do not ask whether you have enough. You notice how much empty space remains. And the larger the container feels, the smaller each choice appears. You are no longer carrying products, you are filling a space. Now, the store needs to decide what you will see first. Most shoppers believe they choose their own route, but your route is constrained by shelves, displays, signs, and dead ends. Architecture does not force you. It simply makes one direction feel easier than all the others. Frequently purchased items are often distributed across different parts of the store. You may enter for bread and milk, but reaching them can expose you to hundreds of unrelated products. Every additional shelf is another chance for your plan to be interrupted. The store does not need every product to persuade you. It needs only one product to catch you at the right second. A familiar color, a word like new, a picture that activates hunger before you recognize the feeling. Your original mission is still there, but it is now competing for attention. Then comes the shelf. To you, it looks like storage. To the industry, it is real estate. The most visible positions can be worth enormous amounts of money. Brands may pay retailers for placement through arrangements known as slotting fees. These practices became especially prominent as supermarkets expanded their product ranges. The center of your vision receives attention with almost no effort. The lowest shelf requires bending. The highest shelf requires searching. Eye level is not automatically the best product. It is simply the easiest product. Children have their own eye level. That is why brightly colored products often appear much lower. The child sees the product. The parent hears the request. The shelf has turned one customer into a salesperson aimed at another. Modern supermarkets promise freedom through variety: 20 sauces, 40 cereals, an entire aisle of nearly identical water. More choice feels like more control. But choice also creates friction. Every comparison consumes a small amount of attention: price, size, ingredients, flavor, brand, discount. By the 10th decision, you are not thinking like you were at the entrance. Psychologists call this decision fatigue, although its strength depends on context. The important point is simpler. A tired shopper relies more heavily on shortcuts, the familiar brand, the product at eye level, the package with the largest discount symbol, not necessarily the best value, just the decision that ends the decision-making fastest. Now look at the price tag. The number is rarely presented alone. It appears beside a larger number, a smaller number, or a temporary deadline. That first number becomes an anchor. Once your brain sees $8, $5 feels cheap, even if $5 was the intended price all along. Multipack offers create another mental trap. The sign suggests the number you are supposed to buy. The quantity becomes part of the recommendation. You may buy 3 before calculating whether you even need one. Then there is unit pricing. The information that reveals the real comparison is often the hardest to read. Large packages look economical, but the larger package is not always cheaper per gram. The store rewards the shopper who stops and calculates. But supermarkets do not work only through sight. In 1982, marketing researcher Ronald Milliman tested music tempo in a supermarket. In that field study, slower music was associated with slower movement through the store. Slower movement was also associated with higher sales. The music did not tell shoppers to buy. It changed the rhythm in which buying decisions occurred. Later studies found that music effects vary by audience, context, and familiarity. But retailers learned the larger principle. Environment can alter behavior without making an explicit request. The same is true of smell. Fresh bread does not merely announce that bread exists, it can make the entire building feel warmer, safer, and more immediate. Your body can become hungry before your shopping list changes, and hunger changes what looks reasonable. A product you would ignore after dinner can feel necessary before it. Eventually, you reach the checkout. You believe the experiment is almost over, but the final meters are some of the most valuable in the store. You are tired, stationary, and waiting. And beside you are products that require almost no justification. A drink for the drive home, a snack because you have been looking at food for 30 minutes, batteries because you might need them someday. The prices are small enough to escape serious calculation. The decision is completed before your original plan can object. The modern supermarket has added one more layer. The loyalty card does not only give you discounts, it creates a history of what you buy, when you buy, and what changes your behavior. Which offers you ignore, which discount makes you return, which product disappears from your basket when its price rises. The old supermarket designed one environment for thousands of people. The new supermarket can design a different offer for each customer. The building is still physical, but the persuasion layer has become personal. Imagine a meeting before a supermarket redesign. No one inside needs to say, "Let us manipulate people." They discuss traffic flow, conversion, basket size, and product visibility. Every phrase sounds neutral, but together, those neutral decisions build the path you later mistake for your own. There may be no single villain, only a system that rewards every extra minute and every extra product. That is more powerful than a conspiracy, because the system improves even when nobody controls the whole thing. Each store copies whatever keeps shoppers moving, looking, and buying. The answer is not to become afraid of supermarkets. It is to enter with your own structure. Use a basket when you need only a few things. Compare unit prices, not the largest printed number. Pause before placing anything in the cart that was not on your list. Ask one question: did I choose this before I saw it? That pause restores the moment the store is designed to remove. Because you were never simply walking through shelves, you were walking through thousands of decisions made before you arrived. The missing windows were not necessarily installed to hide the time. The music was not a command. The cart did not force you to fill it. That is exactly why the system works. Nothing feels forced. Every purchase still feels like yours. But the environment decided which choices would become easiest to notice. So the next time you enter for milk and leave with 17 things, do not ask only why you bought them. Ask who arranged the moment in which buying them felt natural.